I was watching TV in the family room. My son-in-law walked in and switched it off. Go to your room, old woman. This living room is mine now. My daughter dropped her gaze. I stood up, took my keys, and left without saying a word. The next day, a man in a crisp suit appeared at the front door. He rang the bell. Welcome to my channel. I share new life stories here every day, and I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and liked my video. Now, let's jump back into my story. I'm sure you'll love it if you keep listening till the end. That evening, the remote control clicked, and silence hit the family room like a gunshot. I was sitting in my green velvet armchair, which I had bought with the first Social Security check I got after my husband passed away 15 years ago. Fresh coffee cooled on the end table, and the kitchen smelled of peach cobbler. The television softly murmured the news, and this was my quiet time, when the joints eased, and I could simply live, serving no one. The front door slammed as if a storm had broken into the house. I didn't look. I knew exactly who it was. Derek walked in like he owned the place. Behind him, my daughter, Lena, carried shopping bags. Her shoulders were slumped, her eyes on the floor as if apologizing for taking up space. I didn't move. Derek stood right in front of the screen, blocking my view. He snorted as he always did when he saw me doing nothing. He picked up the remote and pressed the red button. The screen went dark. To your room, old woman, he yelled. I've got the game on. The family room is mine. Now, the silence became thick. I could hear his short, arrogant breathing, as if his shouting had purchased him a right. Very slowly, I shifted my gaze to Lena. She stood in the kitchen doorway, her knuckles white on the handles of the shopping bags. Our eyes met. I waited for one thing, the simplest thing, for her to say, "Don't you dare talk to my mother like that. This is her house." Lena lowered her head and started adjusting a bag as if something had shifted inside. That gesture struck harder than any scream. Derek's shout, noise, my daughter's silence, betrayal. A cold clarity washed over me. Not anger, not shame, just a clear, icy sobriety. 35 years at the county recorder's office teaches you one thing. Words don't matter. Documents always do. I rose. My knees clicked dryly. In that silence, the sound was like a formal seal. Derek was already sprawling on my couch, unbuttoning the top of his shirt and grabbing a can of soda without even looking at me. In his world, I had long been just part of the furniture. I walked past him and turned into my room, not to lock myself in or weep as they probably expected. I opened the bottom drawer of my dresser, pulled out a stiff leather pouch for bank business, and from the bottom a set of keys in a blue elastic banded folder. My fingers slid between the rough sheets of paper. A bill of sale, old but valid, a current deed of title, owner, Celeste M. Everson. The paper was yellowed at the edges. Its power was ironclad. In the mirror, I saw my short gray hair, my glasses on a chain, my linen trousers, and a navy blouse. I looked like the grandma who bakes cookies. That was my main tactic. As long as grandma feeds the wolves, they feel like kings. The minute I closed the lid on the pot, the king's paws turned to putty. I returned to the family room. Derek had already turned on the sports channel and cranked the volume. Lena was clattering dishes. A voluntary silence instead of a stand. I walked towards the front door. My heel clicked on the hardwood floor. Derek turned his head, smirked, and raised his soda can. Taking a stroll, Celeste, he sneered. Don't get lost. At your age. I didn't answer. I turned the deadbolt. For a second, I looked around the house. The framed print of the Savannah riverfront, the rug I vacuumed every Saturday, my son-in-law's back, my daughter's shadow in the kitchen. I touched the cluster of keys in my pocket. The cold metal was invigorating.